What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dolphin Chronicles presented by the Kendall Sports Network. My name is Johnny Cruz. I am the Yankee fan, and I am here with both of my partners here for this special post-tour getting his bag edition of the Dolphin Chronicles. Byron and Alex, gentlemen, how was your weekend? How you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm refreshed. I had some PTO at work. I didn't go anywhere really. It was one of those where I had already planned it. Shit didn't pan out, so I didn't go to Chicago to see my wife's nephew's graduation or graduation party. But I stayed home and got some much needed rest, bro. So, hey, I'm excited. Our boy got his money, and football season's around the corner, man.
Yeah, absolutely. The Hall of Fame game is this weekend, which is insane to say already.
Thursday.
But Thursday, I'm sorry. Yeah, geez, yeah, August 1st. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just a couple of days away from the Hall of Fame game, from actual football. Granted, it's exhibition, but football is upon us. Today was the first day of padded practice. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Byron, how you been? How was the weekend? You ready to go?
Exhausting, but I'm ready for football. I changed the house decor about 2 weeks ago to summer, and I mean football season's here. That shit goes out the window. All the Dolphin stuff comes right back.
Yep, I'm with you on that. It was there's nothing wrong with a staycation. First of all, Alex, you're saying I'm notorious for those, bro. You're saying you just have a few days where you can just relax and not have to worry about work or doing anything else at all. But yeah, it's that time of year where all the men across the world that are into football make sure that they get their honey-do list done on Saturday so that they can have their Sundays free. But the topic of conversation, of course, is tour. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, turn on your notifications so you know whenever we are going live. The Dolphins Chronicles is every Monday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time with me and these two fine gentlemen. Thursdays, the False Nine is everything you need to know about Inter Miami with our boy Byron here and Mark, who breaks
Silence.
he breaks everything soccer down, not just Inter Miami, but that is
He is like
that is his bread and
our
butter.
own Taylor Twellman. Okay, for those soccer fans out there, that is equivalent of that's what Mark Gonzalez is. Mark, if you're listening, we love you, bro. Inter Miami
Yes.
keeps on kicking ass. All right,
Yes,
so tune in.
yes, definitely, and that's every Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, this week in Miami, every Friday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, with these two fine gentlemen up here holding it down, talking
We
all
might change
things
it to
Miami sports.
We might change it to like every month in Miami or something.
Well, I mean, it was,
in there.
it was a dead period. Life happens. We're kickstarting this new network. But again, if you're new, thanks for checking us out. Leave some comments. Say questions, anything you got, anything. Miami Dolphins. We are here to talk about it, and of course, like I mentioned to start off the show, number one, Tua Tagovailoa. Got his bag right before the first open practice to the fans, which was Sunday. So they got it done right in the nick of time, right after he decided to hold in, I guess, and not practice. The very next day, they made sure to give the kid his money. 4 years, $212.4 million, 93.17 guaranteed at signing. 147.17 practical guaranteed money, $42 million signing bonus. Jeez. $42 million signing bonus. That's nice, bro. That means as soon as you get done signing that,
as soon
as you put down the pen, you know what I'm saying? As soon as he finished the and Tagovailoa, you know what I'm saying? He got a fat check. Signing bonus again was the $42 million. Annual average value of his contract is about 53.1, which puts him in the number 3 spot. Does that mean he's the third best quarterback in the league? No. But the market is the market, like the young man has said himself. So he's right behind Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. It's about 20.
We can make an argument that he's better than fucking Trevor Lawrence.
I would definitely make that argument. You know what I'm saying? Especially the last couple years. But he sits at about 20.8% of the salary cap, which ranks 11th in football, and that's pretty much right around where we ranked him as far as the quarterback, somewhere from the 8 to 12 range. So he's 11th, like I said, as far as total percentage of the team salary cap. So gentlemen, your thoughts. Alex, we'll start with you since you weren't with us last week when me and Byron were discussing the contract. What are your thoughts on the overall contract, and how you feel about it?
Man, I mean, there's no other. I mean, if you're a Dolphin fan, there's no other feeling but to feel relieved. Um, you're going to have your haters out there, of course, that don't feel that Tua should have gotten that money or he should have played. This season without a contract. But I'm happy for the guy, man. It's if you're a good human being, you just feel happy for someone like that. The guy's done nothing but answer the bell whenever we needed him to. Yeah, he's not a Dan Marino, but Dan Marino, also didn't fucking really. What am I trying to say?
Cuidado.
I know. It wasn't. It's not overnight, dude. It doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
He's not a. He's definitely not. He's not a Patrick Mahomes. But then again, those guys are few and far between.
Right.
So I think it was the best move for our organization moving forward. To lock up, someone like Tua. I mean, he's got, his precision is top in the league. I mean, look what he was able to accomplish last year. We didn't end up losing to the eventual Super Bowl champs. In their building, in some fucking terrible conditions. But I'm happy. I'm happy for the guy. I think it's fair. The amount that he got. I mean, if we go back into the shows, we can kind of what we all thought where the contract was going to fall is pretty much where it fell. Just north of 50 yearly, right? That's what we all thought it was going to be. So I'm happy for him. I think he's more relieved. I think there's less. I mean, if it makes any sense, I want to feel like there's less pressure now. I think like he's able to be, more of himself, more relaxed, and really just continue to grow under this offense, man. And we've surrounded him with some additional weapons, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I guess there's a sense of relief. That's obviously generational wealth. So his grandchildren's should be straight. So that pressure, I hear you, is off. Obviously, there's the pressure now, which he accepts. If you listen to his press conference after he got the money, he acknowledges the responsibility. He acknowledges the fact that he's the highest paid Miami Dolphin ever, and he attacks it. I mean, I'm with you as far as the type of person that he's been, and saying, does he still need to get better? Obviously, yes, he still needs to continue to get better, but
he understands it as well, right?
Right. I'm glad that it's over with, as far as like we don't have to like keep talking about, are they going to sign him? Like that can be a distraction for the season. So I'm glad,
right? It's
that's
not
over
a distraction anymore. Exactly.
Right.
The guy, there's no character questions about him.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, no, he represents the organization about as well as you can possibly ask for as far as your starting quarterback. So yeah, there's no doubt about that. Byron, we know that you've been that you were basically the one that Alex was talking about a couple minutes ago when he said the haters. But why don't you let us know, or let the people know how you feel about the overall contract that our boy Tua got?
I mean, we've been talking about it for weeks. You knew the number was going to be north of 50. I was a proponent that said, you know what, just give him 50. What was it? I think I said 53.1, fully guaranteed, and let him play another year. He got the 4-year extension. The numbers look great. But I want to piggyback on a few things that you guys said. One, great human being. He sat out 11 on 11s, which we talked about the week before. That's what we figured the plan would be. But that was on day one. On day two, he came in and he practiced in spite of not having a contract on 11/11s. And later that day, news broke that he had gotten his contract. And then the other thing is, as far as the confidence and not being a distraction, Jalen Waddle said that he thought Alabama Tua was back. And, if you have that monkey off of your back, that, like Johnny said, this relief that, okay, I now have money, let's get to work, that you should see the progression we're all waiting for. And the last thing I'm going to say is, during his press conference, he said that, and listen, I love Tua, and the fact that he's so metrosexual sometimes with the things he says. It's almost cute. He talked about his dogs one time, and he's like, "Love you guys" on the press conference. And yesterday, or whenever his press conference, he said, "A few birdies told me that McDaniel went to bat for him during the contract negotiations."
Right.
I think that speaks volumes to where the team is with him in terms of being the franchise quarterback. So that's all those things are good things in my opinion.
Yeah. He spoke to that, right? In the press conference, he addressed how his teammates were so supportive during the process.
All with a smile from here to here because he's.
Oh yeah, that's a $212 million smile, bro.
Yeah. I mean, let's not act like the motherfucker was sleeping at his mom's house, okay? Before the contract, okay? He was still making great money, but yes, if he's wanting to be in the upper echelon of the quarterbacks, Miami was going to have to pay him this type of money because the last couple of years he's produced those types of numbers, right?
Yep.
Ahead of Lamar Jackson. Right now, and right afterwards, fucking Jordan Love got some crazy money too, which
20 minutes.
I don't even think that
honestly, I think that was a great thing for Tua.
That was good, but holy shit.
I think that was great. I think that was great for the whole situation with Tua to let Jordan Love get that money right after him, so that way all the attention isn't on Tua, even though he's of course the one catching all the strays from everybody. Because again, we talked about it earlier. He's a lightning rod, so
I'll tell you
people
what,
are always going to take shots at him.
We have a Thanksgiving Day matchup with the
Packers in Lambeau Field.
The frozen tundra.
Yes, that's going to be exciting. But I agree with you guys totally on that. Alex, you mentioned it's a fair deal. I think it's hella fair for both sides. There was a report out there that his agents wanted him to take at least 175, no less than 175, and he was good with the 167. I know to some people, it's only $8 million, but still, he still wasn't worried about that extra 8. He just wanted to get it done. So I think that's part of the relief part where it's not just money. It's just like, all right, they want me here. And somebody mentioned that it's a lot better than that line that he said a couple years ago where he said that he doesn't not feel wanted. You know what I'm saying? So we've come a long way in these last couple years.
That's a hell of a shit.
Yeah. And I mean, again, the relief that he's going to have as far as knowing that he doesn't have to worry about hearing shit for the next couple years. He needs to just go out there, focus on quarterback, getting better as a team.
You're going to hear some shit. It's still one of the most polarizing.
No, of course. But I mean, as far as are they going to re-sign him? Are they going to give him a you know what I'm saying? Like, all that's done. So he knows he ain't going nowhere for at least 3 years. Unless they want to trade him and have a right. Unless the Dolphins want to put themselves in a horrible situation, which they clearly don't. So I'm excited to see what the kid can do. He gets better every year. This is going to be the third year in this same offense. You mentioned Waddle talking about Alabama Tua. That's with him having a different coordinator every season of his adult life. So again, he's got 3 years in this system. He's going to know it a lot better. He's got more chemistry with Tyreke, Waddle, like you mentioned. Alex, you mentioned the additions of Odell, Jonnu Smith. We got another stud running back, and Jalen Wright in the backfield. We got Brewer as an offensive line, Jake Driscoll. So we got some people there. So he's got all the weapons. So there's if the offensive line can hold up, I think this offense is going to put up a hell of a lot of points. And hopefully Anthony Weaver and that defense can put it together on that side of the ball. But I'm happy for the kid, and you couldn't ask for a better representative of your organization than Tua.
Agreed.
All right, so that's and honestly, like I have a sense of relief. Like we don't have to keep talking about this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like the contract's done. You know what I'm saying? For all the people that want to hate on the kid and that's too much. You know what? I'm not worried about that. My quarterback is signed for the next couple of years. My focus is I'm rooting on my team, and hopefully I'm doing what they got to do so that we can win some not only regular season games, but win some playoff games and try to battle number 15 up there in Kansas City and see where we can go. But a couple other things happened. You know, today was the first day of padded practice. I think we'll probably get into that a little bit more next week. But some other things that happened over the weekend, besides college football 25 coming out, Madden is coming out in a couple days. And one of our boys is joined the 99 club. Mr. Tyreke coming off of a 1,800-yard season. I'm not as much of a Madden player as I was when I was a little younger. But what are you guys' thoughts on Tyreke joining the 99 club, and any thoughts on the new Madden game or the college game? Anybody getting down with those?
Yes, I am. I got the 3-day early release for the college football game.
Nice.
Have started with my alma mater. You know, already won my first national championship with them, which hasn't happened in real life. Won't happen in real life, but
FIU?
Of course, bro.
The Golden Panthers. Look at
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
But I thought
Hey,
that
FIU may surprise some people. They
surprising.
huh?
Are they surprising themselves? Because they're not surprising me.
You never know, bro. There's a lot of talent out there in the Florida, in the 305 area.
It's just not at FIU.
At least he can admit it, though, Alex. You know what I'm saying? At least he can admit that.
This is for the show on Friday nights.
Yes.
This week in Miami, or this month in Miami. You know, whatever. We'll get there.
Yes. All types of Miami sports talk, including including FIU, like Byron just mentioned, the Marlins, the world champion Florida Panthers, and of course Inter Miami doing what they're doing. And again, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, give us a big fat thumbs up, turn on those notifications. Dolphin Chronicles every Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. False 9 Inter Miami talk with Byron and Mark Gonzalez every Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And Friday nights, we don't know if it's going to continue to be called this week in Miami. It may go to this month in Miami, but all things Miami sports with these two gentlemen every Friday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Definitely check those out.
Yeah, we'll be better with that. But Tyreke 99. I think that it was cute that it was Eli Manning who presented the video to him. He said that he welcomes the two guys, 99 overall, him and Tyreke Hill. And I think he deserves it. I mean, clearly 99 speed, 99 overall. I think that speaks volumes to where he is in terms of production in this league. I just hope he doesn't ask for $212 million over 4 years tomorrow.
That could be a topic for another episode. But no, I mean, Tyreke, let's be honest, the guy was 99 probably a couple years ago too. So I mean, he had to approach freaking 2,000 yards receiving in order for Madden to finally give him the nod for 99. I think that's crazy, but good for him. The Cheetah is 99. As far as Madden playing, I mean, I haven't played. I don't have a system myself. My boy has a PS4. I did play with the Dolphins the other day, through a shit ton of picks. But my son, I think it's just really good. He switches to the defender like right at the last minute, and then he picks it off. It kind of makes me mad. I don't know how he does it. It frustrates me. I'm not gonna lie. I've rage quit quite a few times against him. But the most recent game the most recent game, it was an OT loss to my son, who was the Chiefs, and it was a pick six. Tua threw a pick six, bro. I was so mad because I was driving to score, and this was like a freaking 80-something yard pick six. I was really upset. But yeah, man, I want to, like, I'm almost there. Like, I'm almost like, I want to buy either an Xbox or a PS5 and get Madden and get the soccer game too, because I used to love playing the soccer game, and maybe, you know, get some more games. But I just don't see myself being very productive if I do that, and I don't want to be that guy who, like, fuck it, I'm gonna call in for work today. I'm gonna call in sick because I'm in dynasty mode and I gotta win this game and close out the perfect
calling
season.
out of work because you need to work in order to pay for these things.
Exactly. So that, you know, it's just right now it's too many responsibilities that I have to even invest in a gaming system. But I'm really close. Like, I might be like one, you know, drunken stupor away from purchasing a PS5. You know, it's gonna happen soon. I can see it.
No worries.
Maybe like go on special or something on Black Friday or some shit. I might do that.
Yeah, no, all of us were at that point in terms of.
Bro, I remember when I used to go to your house, Byron, and we used to play until the wee hours of the morning. I would walk to my house like a God knows what time. Thank God it was just like literally 3 houses down.
Yeah.
But I remember that, man. Those were fun days. Those were fun days when we had like zero responsibilities. We just had to like stay alive and like wake up the next morning. And that was pretty much it. So kudos to your fam and your parents for allowing me to do crazy shit like that. But yeah, it was fun. Sometimes as adults, you want to relive those days because you just don't want to have any responsibilities. But it's hard to carve out the time to do that now.
No, 100%. You know, but it's fun to still be able to do it every once in a while, and at least you're getting the opportunity to play with your son.
Yeah, that's what makes it cool because he's gonna remember that. He's gonna remember me chunking the freaking remote at his dresser. He's gonna remember me rage quitting. He's gonna remember. He still gives me shit about a 60-something yard field goal that he hit to win the game, and I was like, this guy's never gonna kick this shit. And sure enough, he hit a 60-something yarder with Harrison Butker, I think it was.
Yeah, he's got to play with somebody else other than the Chiefs, though.
Yeah, he only plays with the Chiefs.
So he changes teams.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyreke Hill 99 Club. The next thing on our list is the top 100 players. Mr. Moneybags himself, Tua Tagovailoa, makes an appearance in the top 100. He comes in on 36. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it doesn't really have much weight. You know, for me, like it doesn't help. Doesn't say
last year.
Huh?
He was in the 80s last year.
That's a hell of a jump. That's got to be, you know, for I don't know how much players really look at that. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they pay attention. I know they pay attention to their Madden ratings because I know some of them go to Twitter after they get rated on Madden and they're like, what?
I mean, look at the Colt. The Colt that is the 2K rating.
Yeah. So I know players pay attention to that stuff, and you know, some may play with a chip on their shoulder because of the ranking or whatever. But that's a hell of a jump for Tua. Good for him. I think he's earned it after the season he had last year. You know, regardless of what the team's success was, clearly he had individual success, and he was top 5 in a lot of quarterback categories that matter and statistics that matter. So good for him. You know, I hope he continues to climb that list, right? And we can put him in that conversation with the Joe Burrows and the freaking Josh Allens and stuff like that. You know, I hope he doesn't get as many turnovers as Josh Allen does, because that's still the knock on Josh, right? But I'm excited. I'm excited for Tua, man. Things are moving up, and hopefully he can continue to succeed, get better every year. You know, I don't think that we've seen a regression in Tua. I think we've only seen, you know, upward trajectory, which is exciting for us fans, right? Because that just means, hey, if he continues on this track and we continue to build around him and our coaching staff stays intact and we continue to do shit the right way, and it's only going to result in playoff wins and ultimately Super Bowl wins, right? So that's what we want, and that's where I hope we're headed towards.
What would be your expectation for Tua's jump? As you saw, Johnny dropped off. Tech issues. It happens. No worries, man. We got this. We'll finish this off for you.
Yeah.
What would be the reasonable expectation in jump from this season to next season for you?
As far as results on the field? As far as results on the field or like overall team success? What?
Next year in the top 100, what number would satisfy you to see Tua as?
Okay, so not taking 36. I'm talking about next year when the rankings come up. Where do I want to see Tua? I think top 25 is reasonable.
I think that is exactly what I was saying. Top 25.
Top 25 I think is reasonable for
me.
For him to take that leap, right? I mean, I think if he leads his team to an AFC East championship, and a playoff win, I think that's very, very within reach. Top 25 for Tua, right?
Top 20.
Top 20, yeah. I mean, I can see him making that leap, right? But ultimately, of course, a quarterback's success is going to be tied directly to the team's success, right? You can't, regardless, because look at because Kirk Cousins, let's be honest, Kirk Cousins is a badass quarterback. Kirk Cousins is up there in offensive categories. I mean, if you break it down, Kirk Cousins is phenomenal, but the Vikings really haven't done shit, right? The Redskins or the Commanders, right? When he was over there, they didn't take that leap. We'll see what he does in Atlanta, but I'm a big Kirk Cousins fan, right? So I can, that's kind of it's comparable to Tua, right? The situation that Tua had, he's been successful, but he hasn't really led his team to any big time wins or anything like that, right? That stand out. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of when Tua and his success and the team's success and that conversation comes up, that's the guy I think about right away. Fuck, he's Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, but
plays at 1:00,
right? But his team may not win the fucking division. That's kind of how it's been with Kirk, right? So
I've always equated Tua, and I've used this example a lot before. I've always equated Tua to Dak Prescott, a guy who can put up numbers,
yeah,
season, but has done nothing in the playoffs. And until he does something to change that narrative, Dak Prescott is, and you hear a lot about him living in Texas, Dak Prescott is who he should be paired with. Until he does something.
And Jerry Jones and that organization is going to have a very similar discussion that Chris Greer and Stephen Ross had, after this season with Dak Prescott, man, because he's in a similar situation, right? He can put up some numbers. The guy can throw for, he can be electric. He can light up a scoreboard. The offense can, the defense made some big strides. And that's a top 5 defense in the league, in my opinion. With guys like a Micah Parsons and those guys on the defensive front and their secondary, and that's what the injury to Trayvon Diggs. This is a great defense, and then you thought that offense was going to take that leap, and that team was going to take that leap, and that wasn't the case. And who's that ultimately fall back on? The quarterback, of course, right? You're not going to put it on a CeeDee Lamb. He had a fucking phenomenal season, but that loss against the Dolphins, who's that loss going to go on? Dak Prescott. Right? So he's in a very similar situation that Tua Tagovailoa was prior to getting this contract. And I feel for the guy, another great character guy. You can't say anything bad about Dak fucking Prescott. The guy's a stand-up motherfucker. He's cool as shit. Like, I want to be like Dak. He's cool as shit, dude. He walks over here and he's like a fucking icon around here, but it's that question, can he lead us to the big, to the big victory? And
if you put a blue star on a turd, he'd be an icon in Dallas. Don't equate that.
You're right. You're right. These fans are pretty fucking delusional over here. I've already, but hey, God love them, bro. Every year they are just they elevate their delusion. But it's it's a very very similar situation to Tua, man. But Dak's another good guy who puts some great numbers. You can compare him. He's got some. There was a graphic out there that was floating around, and I don't know exactly what the stats were, but it was like two silhouettes, right? And it was player one and player two, and it was fucking Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes. But the big difference is that Patrick Mahomes won the fucking playoff games and did what he had to do, found a fucking way to win in the playoff games, which Dak could not. But the regular season numbers were almost freaking identical.
Right, but there's something to be said for down by 5, your team is in the lead, minute 45 left. There's a big difference in how that defense feels if it's Dak Prescott and Tua Tagovailoa jogging on that field or Patrick Mahomes jogging on that field. Yeah. There's a big difference of those three, which one feared the most. It's and
you pair it with the weapons that each of them has, right?
It's a tip.
What's one of the knocks on Tua that Patrick Mahomes and both that Dak Prescott have? Their mobility, right? Patrick Mahomes, although he's not going to run for 100 fucking yards in a game, he is going to pick up those 17 fucking yards on third and 15 that you'll need him to pick up when he scrambles out of the fucking pocket and pulls some shit out of his ass and then scrambles 17 yards. That's what Tua can't do, right? That's the knock on Tua. Hopefully he can elevate his game. What's that?
He slimmed down this year, so hopefully mobility comes back.
Right. Hope the mobility comes back, right? Hope the durability is still there like it was last season, right? Hope he can fall the right way so he doesn't fucking bang his head on the goddamn grass and our season goes to shit. I hope that that's where we're going because that's the only knock. And if you can, if you have Tua being able to make plays outside the pocket, forget it, bro. This team is fucking unstoppable.
Well, in a tip of the hat to Johnny, Patrick Mahomes has a little bit of that same feeling that Mariano Rivera had when he would come out of that bullpen in the ninth. It's almost
we're done. The other team almost feels defeated, right? They're like, fuck.
Yes.
We left too much time on the clock.
That's what Tua needs to cultivate if he wants to get to that next level.
But that comes with the postseason success, right?
Right.
This is the guy who brought back a team down in the fourth quarter to win a fucking Super Bowl, right? And then did it again. The only fucking egg that he laid was against the greatest of all time in Tom Brady, okay? It's the only fucking Super Bowl where you're like, oh, shit, they didn't do anything. Huh?
And Burrow.
Oh, in that championship game, yeah. But hey, that's still, bro, it's that guy is feared, like you said, and it's not that doesn't happen from one season to the next. That happens when the guy consistently comes out there, and you're like, shit, we left too much time on the clock, we're fucked.
Ask the Buffalo Bills who left, what was it, 13 seconds?
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we got this, and then he goes, uh-oh, but he's also got playmakers on that fucking team, and when you have a Travis Kelce and a Patrick Mahomes, you can't rule those motherfuckers out.
Well, you used to say when you have a Tyreke Hill. Now Tua has Tyreke Hill.
But now Patrick Mahomes got Xavier Worthy.
Who?
Yeah, but who? Why? You'll see in the fucking regular season who he is. Watch.
Oh, he's got to prove it right now.
That guy, Patrick Mahomes is one of those people that elevates everyone around him.
Ask Kadarius Toney. Ask Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, but you can't help stupid, right? I mean, Kadarius Toney is dumb. He's not very bright. Let's just fucking throw that out there. All right, and he drops. He didn't he lead the league in drops or some shit?
He had like 7 in that first game.
Yeah, that was fucking horrific. No, that's not Patrick Mahomes. That's like you're not doing your job. That's like basic shit, But you're right. I would love for Tua to have that factor where they're like, oh shit, Tua stepping on that field, fucking A, we're done. We're done for. This offense around him right now has that potential. All right. you're talking about if a Devon A-Chan or A-Chain, however the fuck he says his last name now, has changed like three. The pronunciation has changed like 3 times. If he stays healthy, if we get 3/4 of what we got from Raheem Mostert last year, we're golden. Okay. You have like Johnny mentioned, that young man from Tennessee. You got those young stud fast wide receivers that we drafted. The kid out of what is it, USC and Virginia, right? Those 2 guys.
I think Taj
Washington and Malik Washington or something like that, right?
Yeah, but one of them is done for the season.
Oh, who's that? Shit, I missed that.
I think it's Taj Washington. That is
the kid from USC.
Yeah, I believe he's done for the season. I think he hurt an ankle or something.
Oh, that's terrible.
But that to me is what that yells to me is, listen, kid, you can be really, really good, but you're not really making the team this season. So how about you hurt an ankle? We'll put you on season-ending ER. That way you still get your money. Nobody can pluck you from the practice squad. Come back next year. Does that remind you of somebody?
I can't think
Eric
right
and Zukama?
Zukama, Easy E.
Right. So, it's not like we haven't seen this before. Hopefully he makes a full recovery. The next bit of news is, do we remember who the Dolphins had the most fun with when you were watching a Dolphins game? What made you love those watching your team?
A lot of it is the broadcast crew. Let's be honest, right?
Yes, sir.
The excitement. It's this motherfucker's like the Mike Breen for the NFL, right?
Yes.
Kevin Harlan, folks.
Yes, Kevin Harlan is going to do week 1 of your Dolphin Jaguar game. He has Tyreke Hill. He has Hill.
He's got Hill. That's right. He's got Hill.
The offense to what's this guy's name? God, overhyped. The guy from Fox. The announcer, Hader.
It'll come to us. But Kevin Harlan is phenomenal. By the way, Kevin Harlan does basketball too. The guy is sensational. If you want to hear some great Kevin Harlan commentary on the Dolphins game, put that fucking game where the Dolphins hung up like fucking 30 on the Ravens in the 4th quarter, however much it was, to come back and win. That's a phenomenal. That was a great Kevin Harlan call.
Chargers one?
No, the Chargers one is great too. But that 4th quarter comeback against Lamar and the Ravens, I think it was like week 3.
Yeah. The one that 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago. Phenomenal. That was Kevin Harlan on that call. Hey, Jonathan, who's going to prove all doubters wrong, leading us to there you go.
That seems to be the fan base expectation.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair. I think it's fair to have that expectation, especially that the money that we just that we just devoted to this guy, and told him, hey, you are our franchise QB. Now take us to the fucking promised land. And now we've put the weapons around him. We extended Waddle. Hill is still there. Jonnu Smith. You still got Durham Smythe, right? Durham Smythe's still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have some offensive line help too. Huh?
Gus Johnson.
All
the offense to Gus Johnson. Kevin Harlan is the GOAT.
Kevin Harlan is fucking amazing, bro. That guy's great. So yeah, I'm excited about that for sure. Because he just makes any freaking a boring screenplay look freaking amazing. Oh, there's a screen. This A-Chan, he breaks the tackle. He's on the loose. And
him.
Bro, he's great. Great
into my veins.
Yeah. That's the kind of shit I love.
Great news. To have.
He probably drinks a lot of these. If I had to guess,
I would think
you
so.
would have to. I don't know how you do it otherwise.
I think, and I'll get stats and info breaking here, but I believe last season I forgot who his partner was last season.
Let's see. We'll look it up. Hold on.
It's Kevin Harlan, Trent Green.
Oh yeah, Trent Green, the old quarterback.
Yes. You know,
I like him. Yeah, he's not bad.
yeah. You know, the man who gave us, I think it was Joey Harrington. Um, he played for the Dolphins for one quarter, one drive, and then he got concussed, and we never saw him again. Um, but yeah, Kevin Harlan week 1, 236 in the top 100. Tyreke enters the 99 club, and Tua Tagovailoa gets paid with a 4-year, $212 million extension. Um, you can find at Johnny Cruz at the Yankee Fin on X and all social media platforms. Mr. Alex, where can they find you?
Hey, at TX_TSB on X, bro.
You can find me at Paramount Pete on X. For Johnny, who had to drop off due to technical difficulties, for Alex and myself, thank you for joining us on the Dolphin Chronicles. We hope to see you next week. And tune in maybe this Friday for This Week in Miami. For sure, False Nine. Thank you for watching the Kendall Sports Network, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.